Good morning, everyone. It is brilliant here today, so we have a little bit of a glare. So we're going to need a tissue, so let's come grab one and come to our mats. And we're just going to be sitting in a comfortable seated position this morning. So with your legs crossed, if you'd like to sit on a blanket or if you'd like to sit on a brick, feel free to do so. And let's take a moment to close our eyes. Your hands on your knees, either with your palms down or if you'd like to have them palms up, if you're feeling more receptive. Down is more grounding either way. And closing your eyes and visualizing taking a eraser and cleaning the thoughts out of your, clearing the thoughts out of your mind, just like on a chalkboard. And then coming to the awareness of your breath through the nose. Just letting the mind slow down. Relax your body, relax your shoulder and your neck, your jaw, and breathe. And if you'd like to set an intention for your class, do so now. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. We're going to be doing a breathing exercise today called Kapalabhati, means shining skull. And again, if there is a retention on this, so if you do have heart issues or high blood pressure, avoid that portion, or just basically just breathe with us if you'd like. And in this exercise, we're going to be, you might want to watch it first. We're going to be bouncing the diaphragm, and it's a continuous effort exercise. So we'll just go from one end to the other and the other. So do it at your own pace. I need my tissue already. We'll be bouncing to remove all the air from the lungs. And then when we get to the bottom, we're bending forward, and when we have released all the air from our lungs, we inhale through the lungs, deep breath, and then exhale through the mouth, opening or throwing out the tongue, lion's breath. And then on empty, we will hold it, pulling the muscles of the Uddiyana Bandha in towards the spine as deeply as possible and holding on empty for a few beats. Now, not so much so that you're gasping for air whenever you release your bandha, but just to hold on empty, squeezing, and then you'll release and inhale through the nose and then begin the process again. And continuing. So taking a moment, again, with your tissue there as needed. Let's take a preparatory breath in through the nose. And then begin the bouncing through the nose. Hold on empty. Release when you're ready. Inhaling through the nose and repeat. Do one or two more at your own pace. And when you're ready, return to normal breathing and just keep your eyes closed for a moment, enjoying the sensations. This is a lung strengthening exercise. It also helps to increase the amount of oxygen, fresh prana that we bring into the body, and is cleansing. And when you're ready, let's drop the head rather at the neck, and let's do some neck rolls. To your left, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale to the other side, relax your shoulders. Again, inhale. And exhale, take your time, really make a large circle, checking the neck. And again, inhale. Exhale. Coming to center, let's go the other way. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax your chin. And exhale to the other side. Check your shoulders, keep them down. Really focus on the neck and how it's feeling today, how one side feels versus the other. And spending any extra time on any sore spots, any crinks you may be feeling. Final time, make it inhale. And exhale. Coming to center, you can open your eyes. Let's interlock the fingers, work the wrists. Go the other way. Now interlock or involve the elbows and the shoulders. Go the other way. Do some fist rolls, keeping the forearms still and just rolling at the wrist. Go one way, other way. Keep the chin level with the floor. Do some stretches, balls, stretches, squeeze, stretches, squeeze, stretches, squeeze. Shake them out. Let's bring the hands now with the fingers facing towards your body on the floor, just as much as is comfortable, and just gently leaning in to the wrists, finding a stretch. Fingers are spread wide. Breathe. And release, shake it out. Do the opposite side now with the fingers still facing towards the body, but with the backs of the palms of the hand on the floor. And again, just finding a gentle stretch here, maybe some little movements. And release, shake it out. Let's come onto all fours. With our knees about hip width, hands are under our shoulders, and we're going to do some cats and cows. Inhale, looking up, dropping the belly, hips to the sky. And exhale, pressing through the back of the body, forming nice round cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, pulling the muscles in the belly and the Uddiyana towards the back of the spine. Doing a couple more at your own pace. Exhale, pressing through the shoulders and the back of the body, engaging the core. And exhale, pressing. This time, let's stretch back, letting the hips drop a little bit. Inhale, coming back to center. Inhale, looking up, hips to the sky, belly down. Exhale, press, and then stretching back. One more time. Inhale, really focusing on flexing that spine one way and then the other. And now let's spread the knees and come into our child pose. Using whatever supports you need. If you need a brick under your forehead, arms can be forward or at the side. Taking some small shakes, some wiggles and jiggles if you need, just to relax into this resting pose. Allowing the hips to open. Relax the shoulders, relax your jaw, space between your teeth here. Relax the face. And breathe. One more breath. And bringing your hands forward. Let's come onto all fours again with your hands underneath your shoulders, and let's extend to the right foot and just roll over the toes, including that big toe, rolling back and forth, keeping the legs straight and just rolling over the toes, making sure you're getting the pinky in there as well, and then pressing back and getting the stretch in the back of the leg and the back of the toes, flexing them. And then let's switch, do the other leg, extend the leg on your toes, press the heel out, and then come forward, roll over the toes. Making sure to get that pinky involved and the big toe. And come back to center. Some bird dogs now, again, keeping our hips as flat as possible, imagining that we have a glass of fine champagne on our back, let's say, and we don't want to spill it. So lifting the right arm, kicking out the back leg, but very slowly and carefully so we don't spill that champagne. Going to the other side now. Reach, stretch, other side. Just do a few of these. Again, keeping the torso nice and level. Leg in line with your foot in line with your hip. Now let's begin to reach forward and then touch the elbow to the knee. Curl the head. Do a couple more on this side. Find your balance. Do 3 or 4 on each side. How is your hip? Is it nice and flat? And then let's switch, other side. Now reach and touch. Slow. Check your hip. Reach. Touch one more. Reach. Touch. Bring the hands down. Now let's extend the back leg, and we're going to lift it up to the hip level, and we're going to make a rainbow with the arc of our foot and touch over the back leg. So touching twice there, then make that rainbow, come over to the other side and touch. Rainbow over to the other side. Again, keeping the torso as still as possible. Weight evenly distributed between your hands. And touch, engage your core. Wonderful back strengthening here. And then come to center. Let's shake it out a little bit. We'll do the other side. Now extending the other leg, making sure that your heel is in line with your hip. So crossing over the back leg, touch. Rainbow over to the other side, touch. Rainbow, touch. Do a few of these at your own. Focus on keeping those hips level. And back to center. Now bring the foot up so that you're kicking up at the sky, kick up, donkey kick, and then come back down, but don't touch the knee down. Now go out to fire hydrant and back down. Don't touch the knee down. Keep going, kick. Knee comes close, but hovers, side and down. Check your hip. Don't roll your hip. Down, side, down one more. Donkey kick, knee down, but hovering, hydrant and side. Good. That's a good one. Now, again, other side. Donkey kick, heel up, hover the knee down, hydrant, knee down, hydrant, or excuse me, donkey kick, knee down, hydrant, down one more, donkey kick, lower the knee, hydrant, and down. Very good. Shake it up. Let's come together now with sitting on your heels. Whew, that warmed me up. Sweater comes off. All right. So I'm sitting on my heels, my toes bent under me. Good that we warmed them up a little bit here. And finding my balance, I'm going to bring my hands to my heart. Namaste prayer. Engage your core, find a drishti, and inhale, bring the knees. Whoa, let's try that again, Robin. Hold up too hard. All right, I'm going to try this one more time. There we go. Sorry about that. Engage your core. So I'm on my toes, my knees are off the floor. Now, again, engaging your core, finding your drishti. Let's interlock the fingers, pull them up at the chin, come up to standing on your toes, keep those ankles together, press up, keep on your toes, turn to the right, engage your core, come back to center. Keeping on your toes, engage your core, turn to the other side. Come back to center now, bring the ankles down, and let's bend to the side. I'm going to turn here so you can see me. And breathe. Gazes forward. Come back to center. Exhale to the other side. And breathe, finding your stretch, pressing down that opposite foot, and come back to center. Shake out your arms, and let's just do some swings, just side to side, loosening up the lower back and our shoulders, and our hips. Soften your knees. Good. Bringing our toes together, coming into our mountain pose. Big toes touch outside of the feet are in line with the sides of your mat. Lift and spread your toes and place them back down onto the floor. Finding that connection of your feet with the ground. Closing the eyes, bringing the hands to your side. Coming to the breath. Focusing on that connection of the bottom of the feet with the floor. Feeling that energy arise from the earth. Coming up now into your feet, drawing it up through the arches, lifting the arches, engaging those toes, engaging your calves now as the energy rises up into your body, through the kneecaps, through the thighs, through the hips, and pulls that Mula Bandha up, pulls that Uddiyana back towards the spine. Allowing that energy now to rise up the back of the body. Engaging your Jalandhara Bandha, allowing that energy to rise up the back of the head and out through the crown chakra. Energy flowing from the earth to the sky and the sky to the earth. Body radiating with white prana, energy, light. Engaging now your victorious breath, that Ujjayi breathing. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Moving on to our dynamic flow, we're going to be doing a new one today called Tripsikari. And if you'd like, you can watch it first. It's a little different, but it's a fun one, possibly my favorite one. It feels more like a dance to me, but it is a lovely sun salutation. So with our hands at our side and our feet about hip width apart, inhale, the arms come up horizontal. Exhale, the hands come together in front of your heart. Inhale, bring the arms up. Let the hips fall forward into a high arch, reaching, and exhale, hips come back, hinging to the floor, but coming into our Ardha Uttanasana, so we're on our fingertips. You can soften the knees here if you'd like. Inhale, we're going to step back with the right foot and put the knee down and come into a forward arch. Hands come to the side, head goes back, crescent moon with your spine. Taking the hands to the floor, tuck your back toe, stepping into crouched leg dog, exhaling into a crouched dog. So our knees are bent. Inhale, new pose here. We're coming into, going to ride the curve of the spine forward, coming into up dog. Up dog now, we roll over the toes. We're on the arms. The arms are under our shoulders and we're pulling the chest forward, looking up. Up dog. This is a strength move, so it can take a little time to build the strength up to it. Then pressing back through the hands, rolling over the toes, we come into downward facing dog. Inhale, bringing that same right leg forward, coming into our arch, crescent moon, arms come back, opening the heart, looking to the moon, and exhale. Coming into Ardha Uttanasana. So we're on our fingertips halfway. Inhale, engage your core, reaching up to the sky, hips come forward. Now we're going to go straight down into the other side. Bring the hips back to Ardha Uttanasana, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, now the left leg comes back, crescent moon, arch, lunge. Hands come to the floor, step back, exhale into downward facing or bent leg dog. Inhale, now rolling over the toes and bringing that heart through the arms, coming into our up dog. Exhale, rolling over those toes, if you can, into downward facing dog. Inhale, swing the left leg forward, coming into our crescent moon. Exhale, forward step, Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, engage your core, press through the heels, hands come to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart, close your eyes. Samasthiti. We'll take a breath here. So that's the whole salutation, both on the right and on the left side. And this one takes a little while to learn, so just follow along, do the best you can. You'll get it eventually. I got it. It took me a while. So exhale, let's bring our hands to our side. Inhale, arms rise half up to horizontal. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, pelvis comes forward. High arch, reaching, reaching, reaching. Exhale, hips come back, forward. Fold halfway. Inhale, step back right. Crescent moon. Hands to the floor. Exhale into bent leg dog. Inhale into up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg forward, crescent moon. Exhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, engage your core, arms come up, pelvis forward, reaching to the sky. Exhale, hips come back, hinging forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Now the other side. Inhale, step back, exhale with the back leg forward. Inhale, crescent moon. Hands to the floor, step back and exhale into bent leg dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg forward, crescent moon. Exhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands to heart, close your eyes. Take a moment and rest. We'll do it one more time, both sides. Hands at your side. Inhale, arms rise halfway. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, high arch, pelvis comes forward. Exhale, hips back, hinging down to Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, step back, right crescent moon. Hands to the floor. Inhale, and then exhale into down or bent leg dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg forward, crescent moon. Exhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, arms rise, pelvis forward, straight leg down, straight way down to the other side. Exhale into Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, left leg forward, backwards rather, crescent. Inhale, hands to the floor, and exhale into bent leg dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg forward, crescent moon. Inhale and exhale rather into our Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, arms rise to the sky, and exhale, bringing the hands to the heart. and breathe. So just enjoying the energy and the flow of our sun salutation and working on it. Again, you'll have all week with the video to work on this. So hopefully you enjoy that as much as I do. Okay, let's take our hands, cross them at our hearts, and take a big step backward backwards on the mat with our feet faced out at a 45-degree angle, coming into our horse riding stance. And we use in this stance, and with a couple of the other things we're going to be doing today, a hand gesture, which is called a mudra, called Yan Mudra. And it's where you touch the thumb and the second finger to create a circle. The thumb representing the universe, the pointer finger representing the self. So when you touch them together, you are joining the self with the universal wisdom. The other three fingers represent the natures of the world. And in this archer pose that we're going to be doing now, one can say that we are pushing off the cares and concerns of the world to separate ourselves to a higher plane of being. So that being said, let's bring the arms up, coming into with the hands together, and then coming down into our horse riding stance. Now, again, as before, we want to keep the knees from collapsing in, so make sure your knees are pointing in the same direction as your toes. With one hand, we're going to bring it up in Yan Mudra over the head, and then back. Then the other arm, Yan Mudra, palm facing up and back. Other side, Yan Mudra over the head and back. Yan Mudra. One more time. Breathe. Other arm. Breathe. Other arm. Bring the hands up, straighten the legs, and straight back down into our horse riding stance. Check your knees, make sure they're open. Now, this time we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to lean to the side and lunge, and then come back to center, keeping in your horse riding stance. Other arm up, lunge, and center. Lunge and center. Keep those hips down. Lunge and center. One more time. Lunge, center, lunge, center. Bring the arms up, straighten the legs, and straight back down. Now, coming into our full archer, we're going to lunge, bring the mudra hand up, and with the other hand, we're going to shoot the arrow towards the other feet, and then come back to center. Other side, lunge, Yan Mudra, and shoot the hand toward the toes. Come back to center. Keep in your horse riding stance. Lunge and shoot, and center. Lunge and shoot, and center again. Lunge and shoot, center. Lunge and shoot, center. One more time. Lunge and shoot, center. Keep in your stance, strong legs, center, and bring your hands up. Now bring your hands you can straighten your legs, turn your feet into, they're pointing the side of the mat, so at a 90-degree angle. Inhale, looking up with your hands on your hips. Exhale, coming into our forward fold with wide leg forward, our Paschimottanasana. Drop the head, the hands are between our feet. Hit. And relax. Excuse me, Prasarita Padottanasana, or forward fold. If you'd like, you can take your hands, walk them forward, and let the hips fall back. Find your stretch lengthwise in the back, as well as between in the thighs and the hip stretch. And breathe. And when you're ready, you can walk the hands back between the feet. We're going to bring one leg down, coming into our gate pose with the knee under your hip. And then my other leg is extended with my foot in line approximately with my knee that's down. Now, if you have knee issues and you'd like to put a pad underneath here or a pillow or whatever to make, or even just double the mat to make it feel a little bit more comfortable, feel free to do that. Inhale, let's bring the arms up over the head and together, forming an egg with our arms, reaching up, finding space in that rib cage. Keep your chin level with the floor. On your next exhale, keep that length with the one arm and drop the other in Yan Mudra onto the leg. Keep reaching and now begin to reach over to the side, letting this leg come up into the hip bone, hip joint, and finding your hinge in the hip. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Pressing, rooting down through the downward knee. Relax the chin, space between the teeth, and breathe. And release. Now coming onto the other arm and other leg, extending the other foot out now in line with your knee. Bringing the arms up into our egg, reaching, reaching, finding that space in the sides of the rib cage. Chin is parallel to the floor. Reaching. Now dropping the hand over the leg in Yan Mudra, continuing to reach up, rooting down with that same knee, and then reaching over and up with the other arm. Find your stretch. Relax the jaw. Feel the opening in the sides of the rib cage. In our gate pose. Opening the gate to our spine. And breathe. And release. Now coming down, let's keep that leg out. And we're going to come, now if you have knee issues, make sure you're not directly on the knee, but we want to move so that the pelvis is off the knee, coming into more of a frog kind of position. And we're just going to, with our hands on the floor, we're just going to rock. Find your stretch here. We're opening up the legs, opening up the pelvis and the hip. So find your stretch. And the more you can, get off of that knee that is down. We're just going to rock back and forth. I have my foot flexed. I don't know if you can see it in that view, but my foot is flexed. Rocking back and forth. Find your opening, maybe feeling the release. Make sure you're breathing. Relax the neck and the head. Now let's switch, do the other side. Again, bring the other knee down, extend the other side now. My pelvis is between my legs, not over the knee now. And we're going to just find my rock and roll. Or even just a stretch if you just want to work on your stretch. And for some of you with knee issues, maybe this just doesn't work. That's fine. You can do this upside down on your back and work on that hip opening. And then let's bring both knees down now. Now we're in our frog position. So our knees are on the floor. We're on the side of the knees, actually. We're not on the knees. Feet are behind and flexed and behind. My heels are behind my knees. You can stay in this position. You can use a brick if you'd like to support yourself, or you can come onto your forearms. And then again, just finding your stretch, gentle rocks, gentle movements here. Just a lovely hip opener here. And if you're watching this on video, you can stay in this for a couple of minutes. Just give it time to loosen up. Whatever feels comfortable, it shouldn't be painful. It should feel like a nice stretch. Now, when you're ready, taking the right arm, or your left if you're looking up to the sky, and then coming through and threading it under the other, bringing the head to the floor or onto a brick if you'd like, and doing a frog twist here. So it's nice shoulder opener, as well as working on our loosening of our inner thighs, lower back, and breathe. And when you're ready, let's come up. Let's do the other side. Reaching up to the sky, threading the back of the hand underneath the other arm, bringing the head down to the floor or to a brick, and breathe. When you're ready, press up to both arms, come onto your hands, bring the knees underneath you. Let's come onto our feet, press through the heels, hands at your hips, engage your core, and let's come to standing. Shake it out. A lot of opening there. Hope you enjoy that one. A little bit of balance work. We did tree last week. Going to do it again this week. So again, placing yourself close to a wall or to support something so that you don't fall if you do lose your balance. Finding your drishti on the ground, engaging your core. Bringing one leg up so that the foot is against the thigh, hands to heart. And breathe. If you'd like to raise the hands, you can. And release, shake it out. We'll do the other side. Same thing. And release. Now our side bending tree will do the same thing, but we'll release. I'll walk through it here. Coming onto one leg, finding your drishti, engage your core. Yan Mudra hand, palm upright on the leg. The other arm comes up, hip goes out, reach to the other side, side bending tree. And return to the other side. So now do the other side. And come back to center. Shake it out. Always good to work on our balance. Let's come down, just come down to the floor into a crouch. Hands on the mat, knees are off the floor. We're going to roll over onto our hips, do a roly-poly, come over to the other side, keep the knees off the floor, and stand up. So I'm using the length of my mat, crouching down, hands to the floor, hips, roll over on the hips, Come over onto the hands and the toes and stand up. And let's just do a few of these. Little functional movement here. Little torso flexibility. Keeping the knees off the mat. Practicing getting up, which is always important as we age. Engaging your core when you come up. And just do a few of these roly-polies at your own pace. Remembering to breathe. Exhale down. Inhale, rolling over. Coming up to standing. One more set. And come up to standing. Shake it out. Now standing at the back of your mat with your feet about hip width apart. Going to crouch down, walk our hands out to a plank. And then exhale, bend the knees, walk the hands back in, come up to standing. Walk out to plank. Walk back and engage your core as you stand up. Make sure you're really feeling your core here. Walk out to plank. And you can feel free to hold these planks if you'd like. Full arm planks. And then come back to standing. Let's do one more. And then come to standing. Now come down one more time. Let's sit down on our side. And we're going to do some side planks now. So on your forearm, with your fingers spread and balancing, leaning into your hand for support, your elbows under your shoulder. Now for side planks, you can, if you need to, you can keep the bottom knee down and lift from the knee. If you're good with that, you can stack the feet on top of each other and lift from the feet. So with the arm reaching up, we're going to inhale, lift those hips and down. Lift the hips and down. Lift the hips and down. One more time. Lift the hips and down. Now, if you'd like, you can hold it when you lift. You can also add a little bit more of a challenge, lift the top leg and down. Let's try a couple of those. See how you feel about those. Make sure you're looking forward. Keep the chin open, get the throat open. You don't have to lift the foot very far, but just a little bit to get that additional challenge in. Now let's roll over, do the other side. Again, wherever you are, if you need to keep the bottom leg bent, you can do that. You can also put the foot in front and lift from this way. That's another modification. Otherwise, if you have your feet together, stacked, inhale, lift the hips and down. Lift and down, lift and down, lift and down. And maybe try a couple lifting that top leg and down and down. Very good. Let's come over onto our knees and take child for a rest here. Just a couple of breaths. Relax your neck and your shoulders and breathe. When you're ready, let's come up onto the knees again. Again, using whatever padding you need under your knees. Bringing your bricks and placing them to so I have my toes bent, my feet are about hip width apart, and I'm going to place the bricks at my feet on the high side. Coming up onto my knees, working into our camel pose. So we'll use the bricks first, and if your back is good with that, we can go on. But so first we're going to engage our core, engage our mula, and we're going to engage these thigh muscles. Now, rooting down with those knees, we're going to let the body, as though the body is a solid straight line, we're going to just lean back using the thigh and the core muscles until we reach the bricks. Once we reach the bricks, we're going to hold on to them. We're going to lift that heart space and let the shoulders come back. If you're okay, your neck is, you haven't had any injuries with your neck, you can drop the head back. Continue to lift, otherwise keep your neck forward or your head forward. Continue to lift the heart space, opening the chest by lifting. And breathe. Lift, lift, lift. Now, when you're ready to come out, engage the core, pull from the thigh muscles and come forward. It's our camel. Now, we're going to do this a couple more times just to play with this. You can use the bricks, totally fine to use the bricks, or you can just reach for your heels. So again, engaging the core, engaging our thigh muscles. We're just going to come back, engaging the glutes as well until we reach the hands onto the heels or your bricks, lifting and opening the heart, dropping the head if it's okay with your neck, and breathe, lift, lift, lift. It's about the lift here. And again, bring the head up first, bring the head, the knees, the thighs forward, and come back to center. Let's do that one more time. Do whichever one you'd like, just to practice. And then come to center. Let's come into child one last time. Just a quick child here as a counter pose. Couple of breaths. And then let's cross our feet behind us, push ourselves back onto our backs. Bring your knees over your chest. Apanasana, interlock your fingers around your knees. Just do some gentle rolls. And when you're ready, you can bring your feet down to the floor. Hands are at your side. My knees are about hip width apart. My toes are slightly pigeon-toed. Now, just some gentle abdominal work here. It's gentle stuff. I would say it's very subtle. We want to be, it can be as much as you want it to be. If we need to make sure that we're engaging our core and pressing the small of our back onto the floor. So I'm rolling the skin of my hips down and lengthening that tailbone so that my small of my back is now firmly on or solidly connected with the floor. Bringing each foot up one at a time to about a 90-degree angle, something like that, and then down, and bring the other one up, 90-degree angle again. The whole time you're doing this, make sure you're keeping the small of the back connected with the floor. Very slow motions here. Engage your core. If you're really keeping that small of the back connected, you should feel this working in your abdominals. And breathe. Make sure you're relaxing the neck and the jaw. Okay, and then let's bring the feet up. Again, toes are pointed. My feet are at about a 90-degree angle. Small, my back is connected with the floor. Now I'm going to just touch and up, touch the other foot and up, check your foot. Your full focus should be on the small of your back, staying connected to the floor and pulling that Uddiyana Bandha in so that you can keep that connection. Now, if you can't put the foot the whole way to the floor without raising your small of your back off the floor, then don't go that deep. Just go as far down as you can. And breathe, do a few of these. One more set. Check the small of your back. Now straighten the legs, hands at the side. Be very careful now that we're straightening the legs. We're going to scissor the legs down, one down at a time. Again, only come down as far as you can, keeping that small of the back against the floor. And then the other leg. Maybe even putting your hand at your abs so that you can make sure to focus there. Very slow, the slower, the harder. And up. Do a couple more of these at your own pace. And when you're ready with that, first of all, let's take a moment and just roll our ankles out. That always feels good while we're here. Stretch your toes, squeeze, stretch your toes, squeeze. Turn the pinky toes in, then turn the feet so that the pinky toes are flailed to the outside. All right, now let's cross the feet. Hands are at your side. We're going to just lift the hips, engaging the core. Don't have to lift the hips very far, but it's lifting straight up, engaging your core. Lift and down. Lift and down. Lift and down. Let's do maybe 4 or 5. Lift and down. Engage your core. Okay, after you've done 4 or 5, let's put the other foot on top. Do the same thing. Lift and down. Lift and down. Again. And down. Shake it out. Bring your legs down. Now moving on, we're going to be working into plow. Larry, can you make sure that they can see me there? Make sure you have enough room behind you on your mat. Now, if you have any significant spinal issues or injuries, if you have, to the other side, okay, I'll turn this way. If you have ever had neck injuries, possibly even concussions, you should check with your doctor before engaging in this next pose. For the rest of you who are okay with it, we're going to be doing our plow pose and bringing the hands at the side with your feet extended, but I'm bending the knees. I'm going to press through the hands, bring the feet over my head. Now, for some of you, you may not be able to touch the feet to the floor, so you may want to use a brick to put the feet on, something like that. You can even use the wall, whatever you choose to use, whatever. You have to just play with this pose a bit. Engaging your core, pressing the hips over so that the hips are coming up over the shoulders. Keep your gaze at your belly button. Do not look to the side while you're in this pose to protect the neck. Now, I'm working my elbows in as close as I can get them behind my hips
and I'm using my hands as paddles. I'm not holding my hips like this. I'm using my hands flat as paddles behind my back to support it. Relax the chin, relax the neck, and breathe. You can, if you're having trouble with the feet, you can also just bend the knees a bit, soften them, and find your stretch. If it feels too strong on the neck or any part of the spine, just come out of it and pass on this pose. If you're comfortable here, you can come into the shoulder stand, raising first one leg and then the other. Again, adjusting your hands behind the back for support. Bringing the feet together. Your gaze is towards the middle of your body. And breathe. Relax the jaw. Now, when you're ready to come out of this, be very careful. Bend the knees first. When the knees are bent and almost as close to your head as you can get them, bring your hands down and use your hands against the floor as brakes to slowly and in a controlled way bring the hips down to the floor. I don't want to see you slapping your hips against the floor. Very slowly. When the small of the back is then on the floor, then you can bring the feet down to the floor. And breathe. Maybe rolling the head from side to side gently to release any pressure on the neck. And then let's take our feet wide on the mat, hands in our cactus arms, bent with the elbows at about your shoulder level, hands facing upright. And let's just let the legs fall over to the side, knees bent to my right. And you can, if you'd like, turn your head with your gaze to the left. Close your eyes and relax. And when you're ready, slowly bring your knees to center. Let's lift our hips, give them a little wiggle and jiggle here. And then again, with your feet wide on the mat, let's drop our knees now to the other side. Turning your head to the other way if you'd like. And breathe.
And you can bring your knees to the center. Again, lift the hips, give yourself a little shimmy and down, bringing your feet now over and your knees over your body. Let's take our hands on the inside of our knees and just hang here with our hands reaching between the knees and holding the shins, just opening the legs here and breathe. Make sure you're relaxing the neck and your jaw, your shoulders. Just a gentle groin opener here. Now you can stay here if you'd like. If you'd like to go a little deeper, we can come into happy baby. So reaching down to the inside of our feet with our hands, opening the legs up so that the feet are over the knees. Gentle pressure on the feet, which are right over the knees, to just whatever feels comfortable for this opening. Head, if your head is not on the floor, you can use a brick or a blanket under the head for support. Breathe into the hips. And you can stay in happy baby as long as you'd like. But let's move on and bring the knees together back onto the floor. Bring one leg up into your chest, extend the other heel, and just do a gentle stretch here, pulling that right knee up to the right shoulder, finding your stretch and breathe. Just a couple of breaths here. And release. Let's do the other leg. Now kick out your other heel. Bring the other knee up towards your same shoulder, same side shoulder, and breathe. And when you're ready, you can release the knee. Extend both feet now. Reach up with your hand over your head. Find your stretch. And prepare for our Shavasana, letting the feet fall to the side. Relax the body. If you'd like to use your blankets, whatever you feel comfortable. And bringing the hands to the side, palms up. Checking your chin, checking your neck, rolling the head gently from side to side. Allowing the shoulders to just sink heavily into the ground. Check your hips. Release the back. Don't let the arch of the back come up. Open the heart space. Relax the face. and breathe. And when you're ready, returning your focus to your breath, gently moving your toes and your fingers, rolling the head side to side. And bend your knees, roll over onto your side, and take a moment here with your eyes closed onto the right side. When you're ready, pressing yourself up to a seated position. Keep your eyes closed for another moment. Coming back to the intention that you set at the beginning of the class, seeing it enlivened with the energy of your practice, the light and the love of your heart. And finding joy in your practice, your well-being of your body, your mind, and spirit. Have a lovely week. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful week.
Thank you, Robin.
You're quite welcome.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Robin. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye now.
Thank you.